My 13th birthday was Addams Family themed, and when I was 17, I legally changed my name after Charles Addams, the creator of the Addams Family. I'm not even joking. And I thought today, considering my birthday is tomorrow, or in 2 days, excuse me, that I would discuss with you all what it is that the Addams Family means to me as I was reminiscing on past birthdays. Have always been obsessed with the Addams Family and became particularly entranced by them when I was in the 6th or 7th grade, sometime between those 2 years. And then it continued to evolve from the 7th grade onward. Really, my first big introduction to them outside of Halloween and just generally seeing the 90s films was the 2010 Broadway musical, which, say what you want about the writing, the music slaps, and even furthermore, as an iPad kid and only child, I became obsessed with Jackie Hoffman's Broadway.com video blog. She played Grandma in the Addams Family on Broadway and had a hysterical video blog. And when I was 6th and 7th grade, I was very bullied. It's one of the few times in my life that I actually was pretty relentlessly ridiculed. And at the time, I was this little nerdy, undiagnosed autistic theater kid. So I was obsessed with my little show tunes and seeing my shows and reading my books and not much else. I would sketch and draw the characters of the Addams Family and try to keep my head down. But it was ultimately the Addamses' unbridled joy that they always managed to create and surround themselves with that served as the biggest inspiration for my survival. I think the Addams act as sort of these archetypes or this emblem as a family unit for us eccentrics, for us alternative people, for queer people, for neurodivergent people. Partially and due to the fact that yes, they're ooky spooky, they love the macabre, they love the dark, but it's not the macabre and dark that I think ultimately is why we love them. That might draw us in aesthetically, but we love their joy and glee at said darkness and macabre things. And depending on which version you're watching, I think almost anyone can relate to the Addams authenticity and collecting things that they enjoy and experiencing things that they enjoy and supporting the interests of the loved ones in the household, even if they might be slightly different than the individual. And we see this with Morticia and Gomez being absolutely invested in the interests of Wednesday and Pugsley, and Wednesday and Pugsley supporting each other in their unique interests, and everyone supporting Uncle Fester in all of his eccentricities, and same with Grandmama. And for me, it inspired me to not censor myself when I interacted with other people or when I went out in public. As you can see, I'm wearing my fabulous witchy Diane Keaton fit today. But they inspired me to continue to wear the outfits that I want, to continue to express myself in the way that I want when I go out in public. And furthermore, particularly when we look at the 60s television show, which is my biggest inspiration as far as I watched it the most over the movies, they retain a warmth and an openness and a curiosity and a welcoming generosity with everyone that they encounter out in the world and those that they invite into their home. And that's something that I want to try and continue to embody, that I can have my own interests and I can have my own eccentricities and I can even delve into the darkness and embrace, things that aren't so sunny and cheerful while still maintaining a kindness, even if I'm interacting with things and customs and people and objects that are odd to me. Because to be fair, a lot of the way that normal society acts, the Addams do find questionable. And as a neurodivergent person myself, I'm very much the same way. Like, I don't necessarily understand the reason for this aspect of culture, this social hierarchy, or this particular cultural norm, but I'm open to it, and let's share and let's talk. And that is, I believe, what is the crux of the Addams. As a 13-year-old, I think I turned 13, I think in the 8th grade. I was just sort of really that coming into my own, and my mother's best friend made me a big red cake with black icing and black and gold glitter and tombstones and spiders. And of course, it had the Addams Family logo in black and yellow frosting. And I ate that cake, and me and my mom and grandma went to the Life and Science Museum in Raleigh, Durham, because I didn't have friends to go with me. And I think about that particular birthday so much, and how, particularly being 13 years old, this ookie kooky family bestowed upon me so much media that they became like my own family, between the cartoons and the films and the made for TV films and the sequels and the original television show and the original Charles Addams cartoons and the musical and the music. Anytime I need to be reminded of that authenticity, that eccentricity, or anytime I just need a good old creepy, kooky, ooky, and spooky vibe, I know I can turn to this. And yeah, that they are truly like family. Again, I named myself after their creator, after all. Fun fact, if you didn't know, Charm is a nickname for Charles, and that was after Charles Addams. So I have many more thoughts on each character that I will go in depth on in the coming month of October. But if you like the Addams Family or they appeal to you for another reason, drop that in the chat below. Give a follow for more musings, and I will see you very soon.